I thought that making one video about mounting ducks to a Jeep would be one too many. I thought, no one's gonna watch this video is going to be boring. But it was actually a pretty funny video. The reason I made that video was because I didn't realize how complicated putting all those ducks in a row. Get the joke? I didn't realize how complicated that was. Recently, I had to take all of my ducks off so that I could get my windshield replaced. And that was an experience. Each duck had a custom 3D printed mount stuck to it, which then had a piece of Gorilla Glue double-sided tape attached to it, which would then stick to the dash of the Jeep. And it held all of them. It held them all really good. Too good, because it took like an hour to take them all off. Now, an hour is not that much time. It was really frustrating. It really frustrated me. And there were flaws with it. Now, at the time, I had multiple different colors of filament that I could have used to print these mounts. Since the Jeep is black, I decided to use black filament, but the only black filament that I had was really cheap. So they weren't that sturdy. All of the mounts held in place. They took all the vibrations, they didn't become loose, but if my hand were to knock into one of them, or if I tried to shift the position, they would just snap. So by the time that I had to take all of the ducks off, there was actually about 3 ducks that I had to replace. And I had just been putting it off. And once I found out that I needed a new windshield, I just figured I would wait until I had to replace all of them. So here's how to mount ducks to a Jeep. Part 2. One of the biggest flaws was mounting each of the ducks individually. Now, I'm going to do 5 at a time with these mounts. Funny enough, the mounts that I used the last time were actually designed by someone. I found them on the internet and I just printed them exactly how they were. This is custom designed. I made this. If anyone wants the files, leave a comment, because I'm not going to go through the work of publishing it if no one wants it. But if someone wants it, just leave a comment and I'll reply with the link to get it. On the old mount, these holder points were actually hollow, which made them very weak. They're completely solid now. There's nothing hollow about this. This bottom base layer is completely solid, and it's not thick, so it bends like a lot. But these little plates here are a lot harder to break off. I haven't tried to break one off, but me just pushing on it like this is already a lot stronger than the other ones were. It did take a while to get here though. I originally just put 5 of them together like this, exactly half the size of this. I eventually figured out the ideal space, which is where I got these. This will hold 5 ducks perfectly lined up next to each other. I did end up printing one that's slightly smaller, so it's in between this size and this size, which are meant for the smaller mini ducks. I'll put a picture up of a comparison. And that's just because I want to save as much space as I have and not have huge gaps or them be too tight together. Since there's 5 ducks mounted on one of these large strips, that only means that I only need a tiny piece of that double-sided tape in the middle. The reason why I had to use such strong tape was just because you're not meant to really stick things to your dash. Jeeps are meant to be weatherproof, so normal thin double-sided tape isn't going to stick. It's curved a little bit, so I needed a thicker tape which could kind of bend a little bit and be a little squishy, which is why I ended up using the strong tape. It's not because each of them was going to fall off. It just had to be able to stick to the surface. But with this new mount, I'm able to use the same amount of tape that I would for 1 duck, but for 5 ducks. So without further ado, here is past me removing all of the ducks. Hello. So a while ago, I made a video explaining how I put all of my ducks in the Jeep. Unfortunately, I have to take them all off today because I have to replace my windshield. So I figured I'd make a video of removing them. Luckily, some of my ducks, like these ones, are not even mounted, but most of them are, and I mentioned how I used like Gorilla Glue, so hopefully I can get them off. The goal is not have the plastic snap on me, but I just know that most of these will end up just kind of snapping. I'll put you guys over here now. Most of the little 3D printed things are snapping because when I printed them, I used very cheap plastic that I think just went into the vent. Wonderful. I'm definitely just gonna end up replacing all these. Turkey duck. The more recent ones, I've learned like how big to make the hole. No more ducks. That's the pile of ducks. I'm tired and I want to go to bed. This took 18 minutes and 55 seconds. All right, I'm gonna bring all the ducks in. There's a couple little things, I don't know if you can see, that are still there, but my goal is that I can get those off another day. Wow, wasn't that so much fun? I actually was not able to finish it all in one night because most of the mounts snapped and it was dark outside and I didn't have a scraper with me. So the next day I had to scrape off all of the mounts that had snapped and that I was not able to pry up with my fingers. All right, and here's me putting all of the ducks back in with the new mounts. Welcome to the Jeep. We're gonna be putting all of the ducks in now. The reason why I'm making videos about this is because I've never really seen, I know there's like products you can buy that are meant for like this, but I think that's a little ridiculous. It's very much just a trial and error type of thing. I'm liking these mounts so far. I think that they don't look that bad. When I was removing the ducks, I had to do it at night because I was kind of in a rush, but now I can like take my time. Looks like perfectly even, honestly. Now I'm gonna put all of the ducks on. I want to put like the interesting, funny ones up front. I don't know what to do. It's like going smoothly, but also not. I think I put them all on a little too close to the window. I should have backed them all up a little bit. The turkey duck is going in the middle. So the goal with this was make them all able to be like possibly like swapped around, definitely taken off a lot easier. And I think I achieved it. Yeah, turkey goes in the middle. This little beach guy can go there. I think I'm gonna do a second row of big ducks on this side and then little ducks in front of me. That way I don't like get into a crash. If I end up not liking it, all of this can be shifted around. So far, this is already a lot better than how it was before. And then I can have like the pirate duck and George Washington duck and Donald duck. And then I have this slightly smaller one, which can go here, which will be for all of the little tiny ducks. Just because I think the tiny duck should go in front of me, because I should be able to see when I'm driving and not have to see over a bunch of ducks. And they are spaced differently so they can fit more tiny ducks in a smaller footprint. So these are all of the ducks. I'm missing a duck that's in the basement, which will go there. The turkey duck will go there. I have a mount printed for it. And then on top of the speaker, the DJ duck will go. I just have a mount that's printed for it and I'm waiting to get it. That's it for today's duck video, I guess. One important thing to mention was that obviously how the ducks attach to these plates are through the hole that's in the bottom of them, but a lot of times the hole was perfect size for these mounts, which meant that putting them on and taking them off was a struggle. And a lot of times putting them on meant that they weren't going to come off without breaking the mounts. More than half of the ducks still have plastic pieces in them from it snapping off when trying to remove the plastic from them. Because of that, I ended up making all of the holes larger, which now means that if I wanted to move around where the ducks go, I'm able to do that. That also means that if I had to take all of the ducks off again in the future, I could probably just remove the ducks without removing removing all of the plastic pieces. The reason why I ended up removing all of the plastic pieces wasn't because I had to remove the plastic, it was because they all just ended up snapping, and I realized that if I was gonna have to replace 80% of the plastic pieces, I might as well just replace them all. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Hey guys, Editor Jamie here. I actually didn't know it at the time of filming, but that was not the end of the video. About a week after filming that segment, I had gotten the idea to put some smaller ducks that I had acquired from some cruises on top of my radio. These ducks are really tiny. I'll put a picture up on screen, but I wanted to try different ways of mounting those. So before the video ends, I now present mounting tiny ducks to my radio. It doesn't even stick. We're just gonna use the Gorilla Glue stuff because this isn't gonna work. There are all of the ducks. You could say I have all my ducks in a row. I hope that you all have enjoyed watching this saga of me taking my ducks off, putting my ducks back on, seeing all the problems that I faced along the way. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried to make it as interesting as possible. If you liked the video, I'd really appreciate it if you liked it. Possibly subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. But with this new mount, dang it. Camera's also really hot. That's kind of silly. GoPros are so great at overheating. All right, and here's me putting all of the new ducks. Hey guys, Editor Jamie here. Dang it, that should be good enough. Oh, oops.